Hello, kindred spirits. So I was left after 2 rounds of myelitis with unaccountable stiffness and tightness in my lower legs and feet. And there was no traditional medical treatment or cure for it. The stuff the doctors prescribed for me just made me itch like a son of a gun. So that wasn't going to help. So I went on this journey, and Dr. Nicholas Hyde was with me. And it's been several years since we started working together. And I used Sunan story healing. He used his varying approaches. And it was a self reinforcing process because it helped me release stuff that I needed to let go of and also bring forth to my conscious mind those self judgments and vows that I very much needed to release. But again, where did this stiffness and tightness come from? Well, it was in the etheric body. But why? What did it symbolize? What did it mean? And how could I heal it, even more importantly? Well, I had to go back to the beginning, to the soul I was when I was first created, brought out of the womb of God, and endowed with my own unique vibrational frequency and free will. And there I was. And that part of me calls herself Azana, which, yes, it's a yoga pose, but it also means one with God. And that's always the way she felt, one with God. And Azana, as near as I can figure, of course, all this is very hard for the physical mind to comprehend and make sense of, but I do the best I can with help from my spirit guides and the Sunan healers and a few other spooks like that, and from my mother, father, God, too. But as best I can make out, Azana was on her way to her first incarnation as a physical being. And I don't know whether that was in human form or another physical form. But anyway, on her way out of heaven and the non physical realms, she was stopped by a denial spirit, the original denial spirit, Lucifer. And Lucifer basically said to her, "Hey, I don't think God's doing a very good job, and I could do a better job. Why don't you come follow me, and we'll straighten all this chaos and mess up?" And Azana's reaction, as best I can make it out, was, I don't think so. I think I'll stick with God, which enraged Lucifer. So he raped her and beat her up. And yes, when you're in an etheric body, you can be raped. All right. And it was, if you will, the ultimate original trauma. And that stiffness and that tightness came from that part of my being never being able to let go of that trauma and of trying to hold on and hold against that horrible, devastating experience. It reminds me a lot of a client Jenna had who didn't tell her, but she had multiple personality disorder. And what happens in NPD is that the person consigns a bit of their consciousness, their awareness, to stay and deal with the trauma, and the rest splits off in an effort at self-preservation. It works for the time of the trauma, but it doesn't work because it splits consciousness and makes the person very dysfunctional. And that's basically what happened to me at a, shall we say, deeper soul level. I had multiple personality disorder in my soul, in my spirit, in that energy. And there was a part of me that was left on the doorstep of heaven and said to the rest of me, no, go have those experiences. I'll stay here. Well, not long ago, I finally retrieved that part of myself and faced my trauma with love from my mother, father, God, and healed it. And so that part of me is back home where it should be, in the garden, in my heart chakra. It was profoundly healing and liberating. And now I am happily living with all the subtle and ongoing healing effects of that transformation. Again, my message to you is there is always hope. Do not give up. Keep looking, because you'll find it in the most unexpected of places. Believe me, I didn't set out to have this kind of experience or memory recollection, but there it was. And to be true to myself, I had to address it and heal it and transform me. And you can too. There's no reason you can't. Until next time, vaya con Dios.